Welcome back to Afria Anime Review, episode number 22. We're here reviewing the 28th episode of the series, Roar Revolution, which adapts from most of Chapter 2 of the same title. The episode starts out with basically Hajime and his party, basically him, Tio, Shia, Yu, Keku, Shizu, Kori, and a couple others, where they're basically telling Lily is not with them. And where are the Red Beastmen from the last episode? They're not here. My guess is they must have landed off screen. So, and you see how much terrible the place is. And of course, Haiji is a Coliseum, which he assumes that probably damaged Demon Attack. We see Kori, where he proceeds to Corey. He's like a Beastman being, treated as a slave. He tries to, and Hydra's like, you can go ahead and do it if you want to. I'm not stopping you. I'm not going to help you. So, then of course they mention, that if they attempt to interfere, like this whole mention about ruining Lily, the princess of the kingdom they came from, her negotiations, which that's the reason why she's not in this episode, and that's the off-screen reason why, and that's kind of what's mentioned in the book too. Then, of course, they get the allies that split up. Of course, Yu has to go with Hajime because Yu was thirsty for Hajime's blood. And, of course, the later restaurant like, oh, Yu is so shiny. And they assume that these two must have done a quick... They must have slept together. And Hajime's like, nope, we did not. Don't you know what you want to do outside, get a room? No, just basically just go get some blood. That's simple what happened here. And, of course, they need to get inside to break the Shia's family out. So, they have Kori. And this is hilarious, the fact they did this. So, they have these four individuals. 2 guys and a girl. They have Kori, Shizu, Ritaru, and Suzu, where, so get this. So they need to create a distraction. So in order to distract them, so they bring up people. So they have them wear 4 masks, and it's a Kakuranger helmets, and then they give a big one with cat ears, and of course Aida points out to Suzu is like, oh, you may be a tough girl, but you like cute things. And he says that, Koki. Kari is the girl. Koki is the guy. Kori says, oh, you do like cute things. He's like, really? Of course, and she's embarrassed by it. And of course, it's the 4 of them doing almost being the Cocker Rangers, which is so funny. Like, all they did was make it not like the Cocker Rangers, was the headband is all different, but literally put it's the Cocker Ranger helmets. Like, here's the thing. You're probably thinking, like, how did he come up with these? Well, he's an otaku fan. He loves basically stuff like this. And, of course, basically, and Kori knows this very well. Kuki basically, well, of course, he refers to them by their last name. So they go out and be the distraction. Of course, they mention something about Rangers. Like, oh, I'm Red Mask, Blue Mask. I'm embarrassed being a big mask. It's so funny. And, of course, what's her name? Suzu thought she'd be the one wearing the pink one. Nope, she wears the yellow one. Yes, seriously. And of course, what's up with the silly mask? I thought this was so funny. So you have Yu, Hajime, and Shia break into the dungeon. And of course, like, oh yeah, it's like the boss. And the boss proceeds to be like, oh crap, the boss is here. And of course, they bring up, it's like, okay, where's Cam? Cam is Shia's father. And he says some stuff. He's like heavily injured. And she is like embarrassed by him. Yeah, she's embarrassed. Like, oh no. And then he's freed. And then, of course, he explains the whole thing. And at one point, because the whole thing related to, like, oh yeah, they got to declare war. Basically the reason why that they were doing all this stuff, why they got captured in the first place. And Shia wants to whack her father with her giant mallet, her metal mallet that Hydra made for her. Yes, seriously. So, and then of course, basically, Hydra stops her by grabbing her tail. Yes. He also does in light novel too. So good the fact that kept this like calm her down. Now, her father had this line which they cut from the anime, which was so funny. And she's like, "Shit, you got close to the boss. Am I expecting grandchildren soon?" And she's like, "Dad." I thought this was so funny in the reading this again. The book has been a while since I read the book, but this was funny, absolutely so hilarious. And they cut it from the anime. It's a shame. That would have been nice. Maybe when they dub it, they might add it. I hope, really hope they add that line in because that line is so funny. And this is one of 2 series I've seen this where we have the leading character, who is from Japan, meets the father of one of his love interests. And a parent of a love interest, and like another time he was like, "Oh, you expecting grandchildren soon?" This also happened in one of the Kono Super Light novels. Yes, seriously. I think it was Megumin's mom, and she's like, "Oh, I'm expecting grandchildren soon," and of course Megumin's like, "Mom." I always think that's kind of funny that they're expecting grandchildren, which I love kids. But this was so funny. It's a shame to cut this. So basically Hydra agrees to support him, and she's like, the tail. Now in case you're curious though, at any point Hydra has ever done this prior to this very episode? No, this is the first time he has ever touched her tail. Ever. Oh, it's like her weak spot. And you probably think, oh, there's a weak spot, her chest or her butt. Nope, it's her tail. Yes. I thought this was so funny. And of course, they agree to help to support them while they proceed to. They want to assassinate basically like the people around the Emperor because they can't get the Emperor because he's too well protected. So proceed to try to kill the Emperor in order to get there in a particular way. But absolute really good episodes. And this is stuff I like about Arifureta. The comedy is so funny here. And this is something, though, that Cam has appeared so far in 2 episodes. This is a lot more he appeared in the first season. We all appeared in 2 episodes. And he's going to appear in next episode, too. So, yeah. And it's nice to see the Rabbit Beastman again. And, of course, I mentioned, oh, yeah. The first episode was New Hella Tribe of 122 strong. Interesting. But love this episode. I thought it was really good. And aside from, one cut line, they did a pretty good job here what they adapted. In case you're curious, though, the chapter started, chapter 2, mind you, started on page 119, and they got to 185. So they adapted a lot of this chapter in just one episode. I'd say they adapted, let's see, about this much. Yeah, that's let's see, I think that's about 66 pages, I'd say. No. 65 pages. So, not bad. I like it. I really do. So, I'm guessing, by the way, next episode is called The Princess Ordeal, which probably finish up adapting this chapter and probably start adapting chapter 3. So, to ask me this particular question, how many more episodes do I think this book would take up? Based upon what they have here, per se. Let's see. I highly doubt they could adapt the short stories this one. I highly doubt that. So, my guess is that based on what we have here, I'd say we probably get about 3 more episodes out of this. Yes, so I think they'll probably end this by episode 31. That is my personal guess. Either 31, or heck, they can stretch to 32. Who knows? It depends upon basically the studio. Yep. So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Next up is the Comic Corner, and it's on to my last anime for tonight, Rama Half. Okay, next video. Bye.